To start this chapter, let's think about what happened in your daily life. Maybe you always heard people say, "Oh, the government is not good. They make the policy are so not can't please everybody." Yes, but can we have a society without the government? Yeah, the answer should be no. So before we start to talk deeper about this issue, let's first watch a video about healthcare.
With healthcare issues frequently topping the news headlines, it's clear that the healthcare industry is being driven toward a transformation. The ability to quickly and proactively respond to change in the healthcare industry will likely be necessary to stay ahead of increasing demands. This will almost certainly require the successful implementation of technology to help reduce costs and improve the provision of healthcare services. Strategic business and technology planning with an enterprise architecture approach holds the key to becoming more agile, nimble, and responsive to industry change and transformation. IBM's approach is built around business analysis, planning, and execution. So, what can business analysis help you do? Analyzing the entire organization from a business and technology perspective presents valuable insights into the risks and effects of change, and gives you an understanding of where you are today, where you want to be tomorrow, and how to proactively address and respond to new realities and demands in the marketplace. Analysis helps identify where operations are humming and where you could gain efficiencies. What-if scenarios and predictive modeling help you recognize opportunities to streamline operations, reduce costs, and lower risks. This level of visibility into your enterprise enables you to more effectively meet demands while keeping an eye on the future. Through strategic and tactical business analysis and planning, you can build the bridge from responding to today's challenges to realizing tomorrow's opportunities, and help prevent your organization from being in a reactive mode. When you prioritize better, enterprise-wide, you help with capacity planning and in identifying potential costs, effects, risks, and liabilities. Through more realistic cost-benefit and trade-off analyses, you are able to better align your business goals with upcoming demands. When you can rely on accurate, high-quality enterprise information, you can better manage dependencies and build roadmaps, and become more agile, nimble, and responsive to industry change. So, where do you connect the dots from strategy to delivery? It's all in the execution. This is where IBM brings business strategy, information systems and technology, business processes, and data together to build comprehensive, actionable blueprints that drive the creation of optimized business solutions, services, and processes where progress and compliance are tracked. Managing change and transformation is a challenge. Enterprise Architecture Management Solutions from IBM can enable a more proactive response and a smarter approach to managing change and transformation in the healthcare industry. Log on to learn more.
So if you are interested in watching the news, you definitely know at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, the hot topic about Obamacare. So why the government play a role in that part? So think about, if you have your money, will you think about to put a certain money to buy the health insurance? Maybe not. So, and also when people get sick, and if they don't have insurance, they will use all the money. And you will find the rich people, they have more income, they will tend to put a certain amount of money to buy the health insurance. And so what is the consequence for people not buying the poor people not buying the insurance, but the rich people buy the health insurance? So that will increase the inequality, right? So the government play a role, very important role, to reduce the gap between the rich people and the poor people. And also think about some wild animals at the danger. So if we let the market run by themselves, and definitely we will see those animal in danger will disappear someday because they can be sold in a very high price at the black market. So what is the role for the government? They will stop it, and they will pass a law to restrict the market's behavior. So obviously, the government intervention is very important. So the decision must be made about what to produce. That is what we learned before. So based on different different system, if we have at a market-based system, we will let the buyers and the sellers make their own decisions. And if we have the state-run system like North Korea, those in power make the decision. So we can find the disadvantage and the advantage for both different kind of system. So the question is, can we find a combination of these two systems to produce a mix of the output desired by the society in general? The answer should be yes. So in this chapter, we want to know how. So the learning objectives for this chapter, we want to know the nature and the causes of the market failure, and we want to know how the public sector has grown, and we want to know which tax finance state, local, and federal governments. And the last one, we want to know the meaning of the government failure. So again, this class is microeconomics. When you take the Econ 225, you will have deeper understanding about the government intervention. So first, let's talk about the core issues. We've already mentioned the core issue in the first chapter. We emphasize on the second chapter because we talk about the core issue facing the United States. So the market mechanism produce goods and services and yield jobs, wages, and distributed of the income. That is what, how, and for whom question. So in this, if this is the best possible mix of output, should the government intervene? So as I mentioned, the government at a certain point they need to intervene into the market mechanism. So in this chapter we want to know under what circumstance do market fails. So if market fails, the government definitely need to play a role to help the market to go back normal. And also we want to know how can government intervention help. So is that necessary? So in this chapter we will learn that. And how much government intervention is desirable. So we not only want to know whether we need the government intervention, but we want to know how much the magnificence of the government intervention. First, let's look at the society's goal. So to produce an optimal mix of the output. So look at the graph on the right hand side. So the horizontal axis is healthcare, and the vertical axis is healthcare. The horizontal axis is all other goods. So if we let the market work by themselves, and we can find the best mix of output is point M. Again, please try to remember what is production possibility curve tell us. Any point on the curve is efficient production. Any point inside of the curve is inefficient production. And any point outside the curve, that is unattainable point. So we can see both the social optimal mix and the market optimal mix is located on the production possibility curve. But obviously, if we let the market run by themselves, and the healthcare is will be fewer than the social optimal. So the optimal mix of the output is the most desirable combination of the output attainable using existing resources, technology, and social value. So in this point, compare X and M, we can see if we let the market working by itself to offer the health care, and many people will not get the maximum amount of the health care because the X represent the social optimal, M is represent the market optimal, and the X have more health care, but M has a fewer health care. So that means now we are facing the market failure. The market cannot offer the sufficient health care to the citizen. So the society wants the combination of the point X, the market mechanism would lead us to point M. So in this case, we call it market failure. So now you need to know the definition of the market failure. So an imperfection in the market mechanism that prevents optimal outcomes. So now we know the market have some failure. So the market failure that the market mechanism did not lead us to the optimal point on the production possibility curve, and the market failure established the basis for government intervention. So that means once we've noticed they have the market failure, and we will ask the government for help. So for the next video, we will specifically talk about the 4 different sources of the market failure. But now you need to know what are they: the public goods, externalities, market power, and inequality.